Shalom. All praises go to the Most High Yahawah Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Rakakadash, double honor, son to the elder apostles at Greatmillstone for the teachings of the scriptures, among other things. Shalom to the sincere Akim across the world. Now, I wanted to do a quick video because of that doubt. If you have doubt, you're not sure of this truth and stuff like that, the Most High is not going to save you, man. And Esau is the creator of doubt. That's why when you watch his programs, his documentaries about, for example, UFOs, or documentaries about illnesses, documentaries about studies that they have been doing, documentaries about the pyramids, how the pyramids was built. When you done watching that documentary, or documentary about giants and stuff like that, when you're done watching all his documentaries, you'd be left with more questions than answers, man. This funny guy sorry, I don't know his name, but he's funny because he's a liar. He's talking about, I'm not saying it was aliens, but it was aliens, stuff like that, how the pyramids was built. It's just hilarious when you look at this guy. And he has a lot of fish bones up in his so-called truth. He's just a liar. There is no lie there's no lie in the truth. There's no truth in a lie. But what he's doing, he has that snake tongue, and he creates doubt, right? Matthew 14 and where's the other one? Thy faith has healed thee. Did I have that on deck? Think not. Mark. I think it's Mark 5 and 34. Yeah, that's it, right? Now it says Matthew chapter 14, verse 22. And straightway Yahawashi constrained his disciples to get into the ship, and to go before him unto the other side, while he sent the multitude away. And when he had sent the multitude away, he went up into a mountain apart to pray. And when the evening was come, he was there alone. But the ship was now in the midst of the sea, tossed with waves, for the wind was contrary. And in the fourth watch of the night, Yahawashi went unto them, walking on the sea. He was just having a stroll. It's crazy, man. And by the way, these are the powers that the elect are gonna have, man. Starting with the elect on down, even to the minor Israelites. It's just like how LeBron James can play basketball better than a lot of us, and Michael Jordan could play basketball better than a lot of us. Floyd Mayweather can box better than us, have more stamina. Michael Jackson can dance, sing and stuff like that. And I was actually thinking about Mike Tyson, yeah, so we're all Israelites, but some have just greater powers, some have just greater talents. So it's not all men are equal, even among Israelites, right? Now it says, and when the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were troubled, saying, it is his spirit. And they cried out for fear. They were screaming. But straightway Yahawashi spake unto them, saying, be of good cheer, it is I, be not afraid. And Peter answered him and said, Lord, if it be thou, bid me to come unto thee on the water. And he said, come. And when Peter was come down out of the ship, he walked on the water to go to Yahawashi. But when he saw the wind boisterous, he was afraid and began to sink. He cried, saying, Lord, save me. And immediately Yahawashi stretched forth his hand and caught him, and said unto him, O thou of little faith, wherefore didst thou doubt? So guess what? As soon as you come in doubt, because the scripture says what? Right. By the way, this is 16 January. I'm not gonna upload this yet. Right. Mustard seed. Now it says here, Matthew 17 and 20. It says, and Yahawashi said unto them, because of your unbelief, For verily I say unto you, if you have faith as a grain of mustard seed, right? Mustard seed, image. This is a mustard seeds in damn it, how the hell? In man's hand. Damn it, I can't find a mustard seed. Yeah, this is the ratio of a mustard seed. This is how small it is in comparison to a man's hand. This is how small it is, right? Basically, this is it. So if your faith is this small, and by the way, the ratio concerning mustard seed and mustard tree, so that little seed becomes this big tree, mustard tree. That little seed becomes this big tree. Look at the goats here, and look at how big this tree became off of that little tiny seed. You know, here you have people, that's a mustard tree, right? So yeah, so basically that's in ratio, that's the smallest seed, and it turns basically into one of the biggest trees on the planet Earth. So guess what? So it says, if ye have faith as a grain of mustard seed, ye shall say unto this mountain, remove hence to yonder place, and it shall remove, and nothing shall be impossible unto you. Luke 17:6. And the Lord said, if you have faith as a mustard grain, as a grain of mustard seed, ye might say unto this sycamine tree. Now a sycamine tree has like one of the biggest roots on the planet Earth. You can't really deroot this tree. It's very hard for you. You need a machine, man. You need a machine. Damn it, young. This thing is messing up with my thing layout because I have an old browser. You know, it's not really that compromised because the new ones, you know, they're fucking with you, and that's what they're doing. But this is the sycamine tree roots. You cannot really remove it. Sometimes it says the underground roots is bigger than the top of the sycamine tree. This is how the sycamine tree would look. As you can see, it's kind of spread more down here than actually down here. As you can see, the ratio is much bigger down there. Right, it is very hard to deroot this tree. So guess what? If you have that faith, you're gonna be able to do just that. So now going back to over, so it's all about faith. And Esau is the one that creates doubt. Why? How? Why? Because of his lies. Revelation chapter 12:9. And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast with him. I gotta actually speed it up because I have an appointment. Now it says here, Revelation chapter 13, verse 14. And deceive them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles. One of those miracles is that he will be able to make you move your hand with an RFID chip. And a lot of people that lost a limb, they're going to want to use that Tesla power. The Tesla owner implanted RFID chip for her model. You can check the videos. I ain't got time to actually be looking for videos right now, but there are videos on YouTube that you can see that you know, soldiers use their, let me see. Right here. No, wait. Robot arm, prosthetic arm, controlled by thought. Right. And it goes into RFID chip. So check that out. And then you can type this on YouTube so you can find it. I just thought I saw something. What did I see? Okay. Right. Going on. by the miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying that that's just one of he said he has many miracles. These Edomites, they will have many miracles, because it says also that the RFID chip will be able to make people see. You can check that out also. Now it says that, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword, and did live. That was the Roman Empire. Now it says, Revelation 18:23. And the light of the candle shall shine no more at all in thee, and the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee, because everybody wants to go to America to have supreme marriages with their philosophies and stuff like that. If you read Matthew 22, then you will see that we are also called to a bridegroom, to a wedding, but that is the spiritual wedding. So guess what? You can read Matthew 22, verse 1 until something 12 or something. You just read the whole chapter. You're gonna find it. It starts at 1, and then you will see that the Yahawashi is bidding. The Most High said, "Go bid them to the marriage," and the feast. So bridegroom and bride is a feast and stuff like that. And candle, everybody thinks that the Edomites have everything, light shining and stuff like that, but they are full of darkness, man, evil. For thy merchants were the great men of the earth, for by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. So they are deceivers of this planet earth, man. And yeah, all these verses over here, Revelation. I'll just read one quick. No, I can't. I gotta go. Right. And so going back to over here, so that's doubt, right? Oh, shit. Salakia. Yeah, right. Sorry about that. Now, going on. Now it says here, Amos chapter 9, verse 8. Behold, the eyes of Yahweh the power are upon the sinful kingdom, and every kingdom that has been sinful, the Most High's eyes is upon it. But in this case, it was the nation of Israel, right? But like I said, the scriptures is it has many branches, like a tree. You can use it for a lot of things. One verse you can use for a lot of things. And I will destroy it from off the face of the earth, saying that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith Yahweh. Because our people was also a sinful kingdom. That's why we went into slavery. But guess what? That's why all the other nations are going to go into slavery under us. So you should remember that part. For lo, I will because they're evil. They're evil. For lo, I will commend, and I will sift the house of Israel among all nations, like as corn is sifted in a sieve. Yet shall not the least grain fall upon the earth. So guess what? The ones that are doubting are supposed to die. But the Most High will preserve his elect, right? All the sinners of my people shall die by the sword. And the modern day sword is the gun. You can have, the Most High can have you slip, fall, and break a neck. Which say, the evil shall not overtake us. No, sorry, the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us. That's what they're saying. Because if you're sacrificing your babies and stuff like that, and you're sacrificing your whole family like that Jennifer Hudson female, and sacrificing babies and stuff like that, and you think that nothing is going to happen to you, yeah, judgment is not executed speedily. That's why Ecclesiastes 8:11. Because sentence against an evil work is not executed speedily, therefore the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil, because because nothing happens. Though a sinner do evil 100 times and his day be prolonged, right? Yet surely I know that it shall be well with them that fear Yahweh, which fear before him. But it shall not be well with the wicked, neither shall he prolong his days, which are as a shadow, because he feareth not before Yahawah. Right. Now, the elect will make it. Revelation chapter 7, verse 4. I'll start at 4. Just get to the point. And I heard the number of them which were sealed, and there were sealed 144,000 of all the tribes of the children of Israel. Jump down to verse 9. After this, behold, and lo, a great multitude which no man could number, of all nations and kindreds and people and tongues, stood before the throne and before the Lamb, clothed with white robes, and palms in their hands, which represents victory, that they have passed through the hell that will come upon the planet Earth. And by this time it will all be done, over with. And when it says all nations, it just means Israelites and all nations and kindreds and people and tongues. Acts chapter 2 and 5 shows that. Yeah, and I think Revelation chapter 5 shows it also. Let me see something. Right, Revelation 5 and 9. And they sung a new song, saying, Thou art worthy to take the book and open the seals thereof. Yahawashi is worthy. For thou was slain. Yahawashi was slain and hung on a tree, which is a wood, which is a cross, and has redeemed us, which is the Israelites, to Yahawah by thy blood out of every kindred and tongue and people and nation, and has made us. You see, it says here that he has redeemed us. Who? The Israelites. To Yahawah by thy blood, us out of every kindred, out of every tongue, out of every people upon the planet Earth, and out of every nation he has gathered us. Just like Hebrews 9 and 15, which are very basic, simple scriptures that, is very easy to understand, Lord willing. Especially if you already have that spirit of Yahawah Yahawashi. So when you hear these words, it's very easy for you to understand. Okay? Hebrews chapter 9, verse 15. And for this cause, he, Yahawashi, is the mediator, the middleman, the lawyer of the New Testament. He's the lawyer of the New Testament, the middleman. That by means of death, his death, for the redemption, which is this is what redemption means. The act of saving or being saved from sin, error, or evil, right? The redemption of the transgressions, an act that goes against the law, rule, or code of conduct, an offense. And who was the transgressors? Sin is the wait, let me get that. First John, sorry. I always mess that up. 1 John chapter 3 and 4. Whosoever committed sin transgresseth also the law, for sin is the transgression of the law. So, if you say you sin, then what does that mean? That means you broke the law. What law? The law in the Bible. That law. And nothing else. Right. For the redemption of the transgressions, for the saving of the ones that made mistakes by breaking law, that were under the First Testament. So, and for this cause, he is the mediator, he is the middleman of the New Testament, that by means of his death, for the buying back of the ones that made mistakes, that broke the law, that were under the First Testament. And who was under the First Testament? Moses gave the law to the Israelites, and nobody else. And none else. Right. It says here, Psalms 147 and 19. He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgment unto Israel. He had not dealt so with any nation. And as for his judgment, they have not known them. Praise ye Yahawah Yahawashi. Let me get this one. Yeah, I got to use this for my new thing. Where is it? Where is it? What am I looking for again? Here. Second Esther chapter 3, verse. Hit them up. Second Esther chapter 3, verse 19. And thy glory went through 4 gates of fire and of earthquake and of wind and of cold, that thou mightest give the law unto the seed of Jacob, and diligence unto the generation of Israel. That's it. The law was given unto the seed of Jacob, not to the world. He showed his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgment unto Israel, which is the full nation, right? He had not dealt so with any nation. This is it. And God is not a man that he should change. Hey, they actually got it right. But they got the verses wrong. I mean, how you call that thing? What the? Here. Right. Numbers 23 and 19. Yahawah is not a man that he should lie, neither the son of man that he should repent. Had he said, and shall he not do it? Or had he spoken, and shall he not make it good? Yes, he will. Hebrews chapter 13 and 8. Yahawashi Mashiach, the same yesterday and today and forever. He doesn't change. He doesn't change. That's the point, right? So, he had not dealt so with any nation, and as for his judgment, they have not known them, praise ye the Lord. Amos chapter 2 and... chapter 3 and 1. Amos chapter 3 and 1. Hear this word that Yahawah had spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities. Right. So going back to over here, Hebrews chapter 9 verse 15. And for this cause he is the mediator of the New Testament, that by means of death, for the redemption of the transgressions that were under the first testament, which is only the Israelites, they which are called might be promised. They which are called might receive the promise of eternal inheritance. So guess what? When it says they which are called, it's actually talking about many Israelites are called, but few are chosen. That's why it said it might. You're called and you might receive the promise. So Acts chapter 2 verse 21. And it shall come to pass that whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be saved. Ye men of Israel, hear these words. Yahawashi of Nazareth, a man approved of Yahawah, of the Heavenly Father Yahawah, among you by miracles and wonders and signs, which Yahawah did by him in the midst of you, as ye yourselves also know. Right. So it's, yeah, right. Here. Right. So it says here, 1 Kings chapter 19 verse 18. Yet I have left me 7,000 men in Israel, all the knees which have not bowed unto Baal, and every mouth which had not kissed him. Right. So the least grain shall fall upon the earth. You know, the Israelites shall not fall. The ones that are meant to not fall are going to not fall. The ones that are meant to fall are going to fall. But that also goes back into the first thing that I was talking about, which is the doubt. Esau is a creator of doubt. That's why when you watch his documentaries on certain things, trying to seek for answers and stuff like that, I'm hilariously entertained by the devils, but I'm very angry too, because I know that this devil knows what he's doing. You see, Ecclesiastes 7:7. Surely oppression maketh the wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart. Because only when you know you're being oppressed, that's when you're gonna get mad. Because now you're hip to them things that they're doing. Because if you don't know, you don't understand what's going on. I'll give you an example. If you walk around like this, you have no idea what the fuck you're doing. You're in la la land. You don't even know what the fuck you're doing, man. You are oblivious to what you're actually doing. What you're doing is you're showing these people that, listen, I want you to be basically my God. I want you to be, you're more beautiful than me. Me, I'm such a ugly fucking monkey that I want to look like you because you're so beautiful. That's what you're actually doing without you knowing. You're a fucking idiot. You have no idea what you're actually doing. But once you find out, you're gonna be angry with this shit, boy. You're gonna be looking at this like, God damn. I'm gonna give you an example of what you actually look like. When, for example, Jake females see this, they're gonna be like, why are you trying to steal my culture? Why are you trying to do this? Why are you trying to do that? There is a video. I can't see it. Can't find it. Where's it again? There is a video where, yeah, this is it. Well, she tripping on this guy because this guy got Rasta, right? Right, this video. I'll put a link in the description box. Interview with the jet lag man on viral video. Right, she confronted him talking about why you walking around with my people's stuff, and she was kind of touching him and slapping him. I think she slapped him and stuff like that. She scolded him. I don't know if she slapped him, but then I kind of saw it like one time or two times. Yeah. But the point is this, man. When you see an Edomite female with Rasta on her head, the first thing that comes to your mind is, oh, hey, she must like, black men or whatever, stuff like that. Stuff comes in your head, especially back in the days when you're not really thinking of certain things like that. So when you see them walking around like that, you'd be like, oh, she must like our culture. Especially if you see them walking around with this on their head, the first thing that comes to your mind is, oh, they must like our culture. Oh, they must like our people. Oh, they must like our men then. You know what I'm saying? That comes in your head, right? So it's the same thing when you see them. When you see this, you be like, I see a lot of things, It's best not for me to say it. I can say it, but, the camera and shit. I mean, not camera. I mean, them new rules and shit, so, yeah. I'll just say this. You think you're pretty, and, well, you think you become pretty. That's it. But you actually in yourself think you're ugly, which is, hey, you know what I'm saying? That's what's up, man. That's what's up. This is far better. This is real. This is natural. This is how you're supposed to be looking. This is how you're supposed to be looking, you know? So, yeah. Yeah, so that's it, man. This is not how you're supposed to be looking, man. You're not supposed to be looking like your oppressor. Envy thou not the oppressor, you know? Envy thou not the oppressor. You got the black females doing it. This female over here, she has been, I don't know, man. I think she born like blonde. I have never seen her with anything else than that hair. What she has is like ridiculous. It's like her mother is a blondie, father is a blondie, and she just born like that, man. That's the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life concerning one particular female, that she's so determined to be a white female that it's just fucking ridiculous, And also the men. Nowadays the men are just like the females, because now them female attributes or something, I don't know how you call it, but them female traits is now trickling over to the Jacob men. Because back in the days, my man, I would not see this shit, man. Nose ring, what the fuck is going on with these dudes, man? I wouldn't see this shit. You had back in the days, you had you had in the 90s, you had hair dyes and stuff like that. Back in the days, you had let me see. Then you have just, he would have a haircut like this, and then he would have a little pluck here, the blondie on the side. Oh shit! But look at this, man. Come on, man. Really? This dude got lipstick on, man. Lipstick. This guy got lipstick on. But anyway, back in the days, you had Jake walking around. I was walking around like this, man, but not this big though. But I did this, and then later on, I think I did this too, but only the edges. But like I said, you don't know what you're doing because you're not hip, you're not wised up to these to your self-image, what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing. You don't understand. So me personally, I can't really 100% get angry, but I will be asking myself like, would I do this? No. So yeah, that's why I could get a little bit angrier. But then again, they have no idea what they're doing, man. It's how you call that thing? I mean, let me hit it up with the scripture, man. Isaiah 4 and 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee, that thou shalt be no priest to me. Seeing thou hast forgotten the law of thy power, Yahawah, I will also forget thy children. Leviticus chapter 13, verse 29. If a man or woman have a plague upon the head or the beard, then the priest shall see the plague, and behold, if it be in sight deeper than the skin, and there be in it a yellow thin hair. Then the priest shall pronounce him unclean. It is a dry scalp, even a leprosy upon the head or beard. So we're done. I'm going to say shalom.